Alicia here, sitting next to Rini, my Schnauzer Terrier mix, in the editing suite, about to bring you a rerun of one of my favorite and most popular episodes, all about events as leadership. I've cleaned it up for a great listen, and I look forward to chatting with you next week.
All right, then let's go.
This is Sustainable Events Dog Walk, a short podcast from Positive+Impact Event Consulting, where you can get a quick nugget about sustainability for your events and event business while on a walk with Alicia and her dog Rini. Sustainability is a big project, but we'll get there together, one little step at a time.
I've mentioned the thesis of today's podcast multiple times before, and I'm so excited to dedicate an episode to it now. Hopefully this becomes an event planner classic that you can send to all your friends, any newbies in the industry. My thesis today is that event planning is a crucial form of leadership in marketing and in experiences. So, what do I mean when I say this? First and foremost, the planners and vendors who put together an event, be it a meeting, a wedding, a conference, educational workshop, literally anything, are creating an environment. They are cultivating and hopefully intentionally crafting the experience in a way that will cause the attendees to make certain choices, take certain actions, have certain ideas, and feel certain feelings. And all of those things, ideally, if we're all focusing on the things that we believe in, if we're making sure to keep the why central and consider all the factors, those are all things that a leader does. Okay, little dog, I lead you to walk. Yeah. So there's lots of books and lots of education on what it means to be a leader and the power of leadership and the qualities of leadership and the styles of leadership. And in my opinion, all of those things are actually really, really important to us in this industry to think of as part of our job and our contribution. Because even though we are the invisible hand, even though we are working from behind the scenes, the effects that we can have going all the way from someone's physical experience into their thoughts and emotional experience is a huge value and also a great responsibility. And if you think of it in terms of being a leader and having that responsibility of benevolent leadership, then you are hopefully not, getting yourself too overwhelmed, but rather taking into account the lots of different effects and impacts that you can have. And from a sustainability standpoint, I think this is really important because we have the opportunity to make choices, to set higher standard examples, and to move expectations. So if your style of leadership includes sustainability, environmental, social and community, personal health and well-being, and economic, then what you're doing is you're putting all of those concerns and thoughts into the vantage point of your attendee through their experiences, which, as most of us know, experiential learning is a very impactful way to learn. Most people don't really process knowledge until they have experienced it. And a lot of people, our imaginations are actually, as powerful as they are, they're in no way linked to reality. So they're not necessarily accurate or trustworthy. So you could imagine how easy or difficult it is to do something, but until you experience it, you won't know what the reality is. And by having sustainable experiences that people go through, they'll then suddenly see how manageable, how easy, how enjoyable that experience is. Now, if you are a professional event planner or event planning company and you are not in-house, then the other way that you are a leader is with your clients. And with your clients, you are the voice of experience and expertise. So the things that you say are possible, they believe are possible. The things you say are impossible, they believe are impossible. So you have a lot of power to change people's perceptions of what is realistic, what is doable, and what experience they can have. From a sustainability standpoint, that is super important because you are then creating the world that they experience in their events. And even if you're in-house, your major stakeholders may have ideas and expectations that you can prove right or wrong. So as both a social leader who's providing the framework for what an experience can be, and also the expert leader who has the knowledge and the control over what is possible and feasible. When it comes to sustainability, you can really change people's minds. You can open up their experience. And this is where, even though personally I have a very strong bent toward environmental sustainability being urgent and very visible and important, I think starting with community and social sustainability from this standpoint as a leader is a very strong position because it benefits everyone. The more you can teach and expose your stakeholders and clients to opportunities to set up their business better and to perform more inclusive and accessible choices, the better it is for everyone. So as a leader and as an expert, giving them opportunities to do better and represent themselves better is setting you up as a great leader. And it's a position you should be wanting to put yourself in. And the last group, as an event planner, that you are a leader for is your professional community. And this does also apply to other vendors. If you find the sustainability project to be important, and I hope you identify with one of the problems and you make it your personal goal to work toward improving it slowly, you are a leader in your community to share that with your partners, to let them know what actions you're taking and create an environment and a norm where talking about it is normal and expected, and that supporting each other so that we're each getting a little bit of bonus credit for what our partners are doing makes it easier on everyone. And if you can lead the charge in your community, whether it's in an association meeting, a texting group, a workshop day, just hanging out with your preferred vendors, then you can be starting to make a real impact. And that's a little bit of what I'm trying to do here. So that is my TED Talk on the events industry as a form of leadership. And I hope that this makes you feel good and empowered. And I hope that you make some decisions of ways that you would like to intentionally, rather than passively, lead in these three communities of your attendees, your stakeholders, and your partners. I'd love to hear how you see yourself as a leader and what actions and positions you'll be taking. And if you have questions, you can find the Google form link and my email address in the podcast notes.
I'll be back next week with more sustainability tips, tricks, ideas, recommendations, referrals, and inspiration to keep you moving toward a more sustainable future. Thanks for joining me on Sustainable Events Dog Walk. I'm Alicia Drewby, founder of Positive+Impact Event Consulting, and I want to help you integrate sustainability into your event business so you're ready to make every event you work on more sustainable. See you next time.